Okay, so it's week 6 review. First thing I did this week was check the announcements on the website. Um, I noticed that there was another cultural science opportunity. I won't be going to that one as well. I'm going to be doing probably the Science and Tech Museum because I really like that place and it's been a while since I've been there. It's a good opportunity to go back and not to mention it's a lot of fun. So I think I'm going to do that. Um, there was a lot of stuff to do this week, but I did learn quite a bit. So, on top of, I've been doing some research for my controversial debates. I have some of that as well. I haven't posted it yet, but I will probably start posting next week. Anyway, what else? That's on that. So, in the discussion board, um, first thing I did was a vision of the students today. I believe I was the first person to respond to that. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty lucky. I chose to go the community college route because at first I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and so I went to community college and um, I had small class sizes, and it was very very good. Got my associates, and I transferred to a small school in Hawaii, and I I had fantastic opportunities there. And some of the classes I was in, I had Harvard got their doctorate and MBAs from Harvard and Wharton and all those types of high institutional learnings. But um, and a lot of times I had like maybe 10 people in my class, so I knew every one of my professors by name, and they knew me. And much like my relationship with David, um, I guess I have that personality. It's unforgettable. Maybe I like it, but most teachers maybe don't. So anyway, um, but yeah, I mean, I have strong opinions on the educational system. Um, I think there's a lot of good opportunities out there, and I believe people can pretty much do anything they want, and there's no excuses. Um, just put in the time and effort. But at the same time, I believe that there's a lot of federal dollars are thrown at education, and I don't believe that's the right answer all the time. I think that a lot of times, you know, shoot, my clock's going to be loud for a minute. I think that there's not a lot of things that are tied to performance, and textbooks is another issue. I think kids don't have responsibility whenever they're having their education paid for. It doesn't really affect them, if they don't go to class or if they get a C or whatever. I'm gonna let this blow me out here for a second. Thank you. Anyway, so you can go in and read it. It's pretty good, but I don't know. I mean, it's one of those definitely something I believe there's a lot of improvement that can be made there, and I believe that I think that things will happen, um, but there's obviously there's a power struggle and a political agenda all tied to it, and a lot of times I believe gets in the way of true um, change and for the betterment. Because a lot of times I think doing the right thing is not the popular thing, and but so just throw money at it. That's our answer. Anyway, moving on. Um, I guess I can show you that real fast. Here's my thing right there. Going back to the discussion board, I did the um, week week 6 neat resource. Mine went pretty old school. It's pretty funny. Let's see if I might even have it up actually. No, it's not it. There we go. it talks about different energy, potential energy, elastic energy, or potential energy, and kinetic energy. But it's old school, Wile E. Coyote, and I thought it was interesting how basically using or utilizing the cartoons, how it essentially helps to cement those principles within your mind. And it shows the different examples. And while I was looking for them, I found a lot of different cartoons, and some of them pretty old school. And I just thought it was funny. But now I understand the principles, and because of those images and the cartoons, that makes it easy to remember. So check that out if you get a chance. It's pretty cool, and I liked it. But so that's there. Then there was a lot of stuff in the course content for this week. First, we did the energy versus power, and was talking about that and what the difference between the two were. And what I came up with is basically power was the how much energy was expended over a certain given time, or was the rate at which work was performed. Then energy was the amount of work that could be performed, or its power, without the time. So I guess whenever you're trying to, one has time and one doesn't have time, and whenever you're trying to measure them, you really can't really measure the energy, but you can determine what it was by measuring the work that was done after the fact. At least that's my understanding. And power is determined by the measure of work over a specific amount of time. So, and there, I believe they're measured in joules. There's a lot of different forms of power, or I guess there's a lot of different forms of energy and a few different forms of power. Energy, you've got kinetic, potential, thermal, gravitational, electromagnetic, sound, light, and elastic. And then power, you've got electrical, human, and optical. So that was very informative for me. I also did watch the semiconductor pencast, which was it was pretty informational. It was kind of cool to kind of understand and visualize how they make the semiconductors, the big crystal tube, and I thought it was pretty neat. Also, I didn't post it, but there was another video I thought was kind of cool. It was Bill Nye the Science Guy. He made a pop bottle with a rubber band and a counterweight inside of, I believe it was pennies or whatever. And it was awesome. Maybe I'll post it just as an additional response to my neat resource, but because I thought it was pretty cool. He makes a giant one. It's like puts a guy in it and everything. So I thought that was interesting. But as far as semiconductors, I'm currently taking a chemistry class as well, so it's kind of interesting to see the different, the covalent bonds and how that works, and the doping and adding the different types of elements in to create or enhance the effects of I guess I don't know if this is correct usage of the term, but conduciveness or the conductivity of the element. So in the semiconductor, explaining all the different things and how they are, I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, still working on getting my solar panel parts, and keeping up on all that stuff, and I will continue to work on all the different things I need to get done for next couple of weeks. And once again, I can't express how much I like this the project-based, different style of teaching and learning. So I believe I've learned a lot more than I probably would have if I had been in a conventional physics class so far. So thanks again, and look forward to talking to you guys next week. All right, bye. Cheers.